Have you ever walked into a tiny apartment and wondered how it doesn't feel tiny at all? In Japan, homes are often smaller than almost anywhere else in the world, yet somehow they feel open, calm, and surprisingly spacious. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's a collection of clever hacks, hidden storage tricks, and smart design choices that quietly make every square meter work harder. Today, we're counting down 12 Japanese home hacks that can make even the smallest space feel absolutely huge. Let's get started. Number 10, the floating shelf trick. Walls become storage. Most people look at a small room and think the only solution is a bigger room. Japanese apartment dwellers think differently. Instead of filling the floor with furniture, they look up. Floating shelves are mounted directly onto the walls, turning empty vertical space into functional storage. Books, plants, folded towels, small baskets, everything finds a place above eye level instead of crowding the floor. Because the shelves are thin and mounted flush against the wall, they barely interrupt the room's flow. No bulky bookcase eating into your walking space. No dresser blocking the door. Just clean lines and open floor. And here's the psychological trick behind it. A room with visible floor space feels significantly larger than a room with the exact same square footage packed with furniture. That's why floating shelves are usually kept light in color and spaced with intention rather than crammed edge to edge. So ask yourself, how much of your own floor is currently covered with things that could simply live on a wall instead? Number 9, fold away furniture. A room that changes jobs. Here's something you'll notice the moment you step into a compact Japanese apartment. The furniture doesn't just sit there, it transforms. A dining table folds flat against the wall when it's not needed. A writing desk collapses down to the width of a shelf. Even chairs stack or fold into slim panels that slide behind a door. This isn't a new idea in Japan. It comes from centuries of small space living, refined into modern furniture design. The goal is simple. One room can serve 3 or 4 different purposes throughout the day. A dining area in the morning, a workspace by afternoon, an open floor for stretching or yoga by evening. Instead of assigning a fixed function to every room, Japanese design treats space as flexible. And that flexibility is exactly what makes a small apartment feel like it's doing the work of a much larger one. Number 8, underbed drawers, the forgotten storage layer. Now think about your own bed for a moment. What's underneath it right now? For many people, the honest answer is nothing but dust and empty air. Japanese homes rarely waste that space. Beds are often built with drawers integrated directly into the frame, or raised just high enough to slide flat storage bins underneath. Seasonal clothing, spare bedding, luggage, even books can disappear into this hidden layer without taking up a single inch of visible room. The bed stops being just a place to sleep. It becomes a storage unit in disguise. And because everything slides in and out smoothly, there's no digging through boxes in a closet or climbing on a stool to reach a high shelf. It's simply pulled out, used, and pushed back under, completely out of sight until it's needed again. The bedroom stops being a room that only works at night and starts working as storage around the clock. Number 7, the Genkan entryway, one small step that changes everything. Step into almost any home in Japan and you'll notice something immediately. There's a small sunken area right by the front door called the Genkan. It's where shoes come off before stepping up into the main living space. At first glance, it looks like a minor architectural detail. In reality, it's a quiet, organizational genius. Shoes stay contained in one small zone instead of scattering across hallways and living rooms. A shoe cabinet, often tall and narrow, sits right beside it, keeping every pair stored vertically and out of sight. The result is a home that stays cleaner with almost no effort because dirt and clutter are stopped at the door before they ever spread further inside. It's a perfect example of Japanese design solving a problem before it even becomes one. Number 6. Tatami-inspired multi-use flooring. Traditional Japanese homes used tatami mats, woven straw flooring that served far more purposes than simply covering the ground. People slept on them, ate on them, sat on them, and stored futons in closets specifically sized to match. Modern Japanese apartments still borrow this philosophy, even without traditional tatami. Low platforms with built-in storage underneath double as seating during the day, and bed frames at night. A single tatami-style room can host guests, function as a home office, or convert into a bedroom within minutes. Nothing about the space is permanently fixed to one purpose. So instead of needing a dedicated guest room, a dedicated office, and a dedicated bedroom, one flexible room quietly does the job of 3. And in a small apartment, that kind of flexibility isn't a luxury. It's the entire point. Number 5. Vertical kitchen storage. Every wall works overtime. We've talked about walls in the living room, but Japanese kitchens push this idea even further. Countertop space is often extremely limited, sometimes just enough for a single cutting board. So instead of expanding outward, everything expands upward. Magnetic strips hold knives directly on the wall. Slim hanging racks organize pots, pans, and utensils above the stove. Tall, narrow shelving units squeeze into gaps beside the refrigerator, storing spices, canned goods, and dry ingredients in a single column instead of a wide cabinet. Even dish racks are designed to drain vertically instead of spreading across the counter. The kitchen never grows in size, but it behaves as though it has. Every wall, every gap, every unused inch becomes functional storage instead of dead space. It's proof that a tiny kitchen doesn't need to feel cramped. It just needs to think differently about direction. A ladle here, a strainer there, moved in seconds without a single screw or drill. Number 4. The compact bathroom unit. 3 rooms in 1 footprint. Bathrooms are often the smallest, most awkward rooms to organize in any apartment. Japan solved this decades ago with something called the unit bath, a fully integrated bathroom module where the toilet, sink, and shower or tub are designed as one seamless system rather than 3 separate installations. Because everything is built together, there's no wasted space between fixtures, no awkward gaps, no unnecessary walls. Shelving is molded directly into the shower wall. The sink counter is sized to hold only what's essential. Even the water heater is often tucked into a slim compartment rather than a bulky separate unit. The entire bathroom feels less like 3 cramped rooms competing for space and more like one carefully engineered system, small in footprint, but never lacking in function. Number 3. Sliding doors. Space that doesn't need to swing. Here's a question most people never think to ask. How much floor space does your door actually take up when it opens? A standard swinging door needs a full arc of empty space just to function, space that can never be used for anything else. Japanese homes have solved this for centuries with sliding doors, known as fusuma and shoji. Instead of swinging outward, they glide smoothly along a track, taking up 0 additional floor space. Closets use the same principle, sliding panels instead of doors that swing open and block half the room. Even interior room dividers slide rather than hinge, allowing 2 small rooms to combine into 1 larger space in seconds, or separate again just as easily. It's a small architectural choice, but multiplied across an entire apartment, it can reclaim an enormous amount of usable space. Think about how many rooms in your own home have a door that swings inward, quietly claiming a slice of floor that can never be used for a chair or a shelf. Number 2, the loft bed layout. Doubling a room without adding a single meter. Picture a small studio apartment. Now, picture that same apartment with a raised sleeping platform built above a desk, a closet, or even a small sitting area underneath. That's the loft bed layout, a favorite solution in Japanese micro apartments, where ceiling height becomes just as valuable as floor space. Instead of a bed taking up a large section of the only room available, it moves upward, freeing the entire footprint below for work, storage, or relaxation. Some versions include built-in stairs that double as drawers. Others use a simple ladder to save even more room. Either way, the logic is the same. If the floor is limited, build toward the ceiling instead. It's one of the clearest examples of how Japanese design refuses to accept that small simply means less. Number 1, the minimalist mindset. Nothing without a purpose. And finally, we arrive at the idea that ties every single hack on this list together. It isn't a piece of furniture. It isn't a clever mechanism. It's a mindset. In Japanese homes, before anything is purchased or kept, one quiet question gets asked. Does this actually serve a purpose here? If the answer is no, it doesn't earn a place in the home. This isn't about owning nothing. It's about owning intentionally, keeping only what genuinely adds value, while letting go of everything that simply takes up space without giving anything back. A small apartment filled with unnecessary things will always feel cramped, no matter how many clever hacks you add to it. But a small apartment filled only with what truly matters can feel remarkably open, calm, and even generous. In the end, that's the real secret behind Japanese small space living. It was never really about the size of the room at all. It's about clarity. And once that clarity is in place, every hack on this list stops feeling like a clever trick and starts feeling like common sense. If you enjoyed discovering how Japan makes small spaces feel huge, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.